Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 4th of September. It's 2020, and I'm stuck in traffic, and it sucks. But check this out. I just visited a friend of mine, and he's dying of cancer, so he's drunk. Whatever. Is what it is, you know? But he made a really, really good point. Isn't it funny how Bill Gates and Melinda were on national television explaining how Australia, New Zealand, and Taiwan had almost no repercussions from this outbreak because they did everything they were supposed to do, and they dodged it. And yet America didn't. Well, let's look at that from both sides. Australia right now, when Facebook or YouTube or social media allows it, because they're shutting down Australia, police are showing up at people's houses to mess with them, arrest them, or whatever, terrorize them for things they're posting on social media. Police are demanding blood samples from people in Australia. Australia is literally being the first country to be openly transformed to the New World Order. Australians aren't armed, so they're an easy target. You see what I'm saying? But on the other side of that coin, Bill Gates and Melinda said Australia, New Zealand, and Taiwan did great, but America has too much freedom, and we focus too much on freedom. That's why the outbreak. Well, here's the deal. America completely shut down 100%. It was crazy. Remember that? So how weren't we taking it seriously? But back to my buddy's point. Why is it that now, all of a sudden, the only country that has COVID problems anymore is the United States? How come other countries aren't having? How come it's gone everywhere else except the United States? Well, let me remind you of something I told you months ago. This entire thing is to bring in the New World Order. And now, since I said that months ago, they've said it. Every which way you could possibly ask for. The only reason that America's being targeted right now is because they need to bring the military in, which will give them the problem that will allow them to take away the guns. You see what I'm saying? They're going to trick everyone into getting a vaccine, even though the CDC said 94% of the people that died from COVID out of the 183,000 reported, 94% had underlying medical conditions where even if COVID wasn't a thing, they were going to die anyways, but they were simply marked off as COVID. And I've shown you numerous times how health authorities said, even if they died of this or died of that, we still mark them as COVID, which is not what you do in a real world. But that's what they did. They're taking down the United States. The guy on Fox News last night literally came out and said this has nothing to do with the pandemic at all. This is all about climate change and no more driving, no more flying, no more nothing. Because according to the climate change lunatics, CO2, carbon dioxide, is poison. Carbon dioxide is part of the system that God invented. We exhale CO2, trees inhale it, and in return, they give us oxygen. Who are the people that have been clear-cutting the entire rainforest and everything else on Earth? Is it you or me? It's these people. Why do they want a mask on? Because they're probably doing a test to see how much CO2 doesn't get emitted, seeing how we're recycling it and breathing back in bad air. Because that's all you're doing when you're wearing a mask. You're breathing in CO2. Period. It's pretty easy to look up. This entire thing is utterly falling apart at the seams. And they keep showing us, oh, 99% of the people that died of COVID in Italy, 99% had underlying medical issues. The CDC says 94% in the United States had underlying issues. People need to wake up right this minute because they're going to take the country without even a breaking a sweat. We're going to hand it over to them, and it's going to be the worst thing anyone has ever experienced ever, to the point where I'm going to say it's completely biblical, because it is. This is amazing to me. How amazing's on that billboard. I know I say it a lot. It's amazing to me that people are just handing it over. People have absolutely no balls, no willpower, no nothing. All the information in the entire world has been out there the entire time, showing you that this is a hoax. This is not what it appears to be at all. It's actually much worse. I'd rather deal with a pandemic than deal with a bunch of liars and then a bunch of lazy sheep that allow the liars to get away with this, because that's what's happening. And it's funny, in the past couple of weeks, now they're actually telling you, well, 94% of them were already really, 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 really sick anyways. 6 million people were infected. 6 million people got a cold, because that's all COVID is. It's a mild cold. It's not some disease. It's what they're calling a virus. And it turns out, after many very scientific people looked into it for real, just like the scientific people that looked into climate change for real, they discovered what the CDC, the World Health Organization, all these people are calling COVID-19 is actually a chromosome that's already in your body. Chromosome or exosome, chromosome 8. They're trying to convince you to do all these things, give up everything you've ever known and loved because of something that was in you anyways. That's one hell of a trick. That's how Satan rolls. Richie from Boston. I'm out.